Hey guys, welcome to week 12. Take out a piece of paper or a stone tablet and a chisel, whatever you want. And let's try pop quiz 10. Pause it and see how many you get right. All right, let's take a look. First one will be 400, rewritten of course. 400 times 6, which is 2400. Number 2, rewritten, will be 110 times 2, 220. Number 3 is 110. Number 4 will be rewritten 600 times 5, 3,000. Number 5 rewritten will be 110 times 5, 550. Number 6 rewritten is 120 times 1, or 120. Number 7 will be 6 times 8, 48. Number 8 will be 400 plus 32, 432. 40% of 8,000 is just 4 times 8, 32. Made reasonable, 3,200. 7 times 2 is 14, and that's going to be 14,000. There you go for Pop Quiz 10. Okay, here's our next trick. You're going to be able to quickly multiply or divide by 5. Interesting little thing here. And let's take a look. Multiply by 5. You first have the number. Cut it in half. Second, add a decimal or zeros so it's reasonable. Okay. Dividing by 5, what do you think? If you multiply by 5 and you chop the number in half, what do you think you're going to do if you divide by 5? You double it, right? Okay, you double the number, right? Then, of course, you add decimal or zeros so it's reasonable. We all instinctively kind of know this. If you multiply by 5, let's just take, let's say, 4. 4 times 5. Well, the number you end up with starts with a 2. If you take 6 times 5, the number you end up starts with a 3. Now 3 is half of 6, 2 is half of 4. Same thing as dividing by 5. If you do, let's say it's 60 divided by 5, the number you end up with is a 12. Well, that's twice what 6 is. If you do, let's say 40 divided by 5, well, that's 8. 8 is twice what 4 is. So just a little shortcut. And that's it. That's today's trick. So let's look at these examples. We all know 8 times 5 gives us a number that's half of 8, 4. 12, half of 12 is a 6, but it's 60. 18, what's half of 18? 9 with a 0, 9. 20, what's half of 24? There we go. Half of 46? 23. Half of 78, a little bit more interesting there. 39. Not 34, 39 with a 0. Boom, there you go. That's multiplying, okay? Let's divide by 5. We already know 60 divided by 5 is 12. In other words, we're doubling every single number here. 80 divided by 5, double 8 is 16. Double 14 is 28. Double 28, now this is interesting. 28 divided by 5, 28 times 2 is 56. That's not reasonable, is it? Right? So it can't be 56. What does it got to be? 5.6, right? 32 divided by 5. Oh, 32 twice that is 64. Oh, so it must be 6.4. Yeah. 62 divided by 5. Ooh. What's twice 62? 124. So it must be 12.4. That's it. That's multiplying and dividing by 5. All right. More of these. Let's do some more. If you're multiplying by 5, you cut it in half. Don't forget. So what's half of 64? 32. Of course, with a 0 to make it reasonable. 8.2. Ooh, we're getting into all kinds of fun stuff now. Forget that. 82 is all we care about. Half of 82 is 41, and it happens that that's a reasonable answer. There we go. 44 times 50. Ooh, we're getting into all kinds of stuff now, right? Well, half of 44 is 22. What's reasonable? Don't say 220 because that's not enough. It's going to be 2,200. Okay. And you could have also, by the way, done your other trick, 44 times 5, 200 plus 20 plus the extra 0 at the very end. So, all right, here we go. 740 times 5, and all we care about is the 74. Half of 74 is 37 times 5. That's going to be 3,700. Now, here's where it gets funny. By that, I mean, tragic. No, you can do this. It's no big deal. Again, You got to train yourself. Ignore decimals. Ignore zeros. Ignore all this jazz. Okay. All this is a 5 problem. Doesn't matter if it's 50 or 0.5 or 500 or whatever. We don't care. It's 5. This is not 12.6. It's just 126. What's a half of 126? Well, half of 12 is 6. Half of 6 is 3. So there you go. 12.6 times 0.5. Make it reasonable. What's half of 12 about? 6.3. Boom. There you go. Okay. Okay, same thing here. Ignore this point and this and that. Just those 68 times 5. Half of 68 is 34. And about 7 times 500 is that, to make it reasonable. There you go. All right, let's try some more division by 5 this time. Just division. Now, you look at this, 81 divided by 5, and you go, oh, it's just, I can't do that in my head. You can't. Yeah, you can. You just double it. Don't forget. Double 81, 162. What's reasonable? There you go. Double 142, that's 2, and then 8, and then a 4, and then, oh, there it is, 28.4. Now this is kind of weird too. Divided by, I have to, nope, just think of 5s. What's double 75? 150. Now what's a reasonable answer? How many times is 50 going to 75? 1.5 times, right? That's got to be it. Okay. Same thing here. You don't have to be a genius. Just go, oh, I'm dividing by 5, so I double it. Double 48 is 96. So 4.8 divided by 5, man, that's close to 1, isn't it? That's like almost 5 divided by 5 is 1. What would you do to this number right here to make it really close to 1? 0.96, right? There it is. All right, last 2. Again, you're dividing by 5. Don't worry about all this junk. 134 divided by 5, it means you're doubling it. A 2 there, a 6 there, and an 8 there. Okay? 100 and something divided by 50, so that's 2 and a little more. Boom, 2.68. Same thing here. Double the 28, 56. The only thing that's reasonable, 560. There you go. That's it. Multiplying by 5. Okay? Pause it. Try the left side all the way down. Okay, let's just knock these out really quickly. Half of 26 is 13. Boom. Half of 16 is 8. Boom. Half of 42 is 21. I'm sensing a pattern here. Look at that. Oh, wait, you didn't do this right. The 5 was in the front. Who cares? Half of 88 is 44. There's your reasonable. Half of 14 is 7. And, of course, that has to be reasonable, 700. This is still, don't worry about it, 64 times 5 is all you care about. Half of that is 32, and the reasonable answer is that. Okay. All right, pause it and try the division problems now. Okay, well, every time we divide by 5, you multiply by 2. 26 times 2 is 52, but to make it reasonable. 16 divided by 5, that's going to be 32, but to make it reasonable. 42 times 2, 84, but that's what makes it reasonable. 34 times 2, 68, that's what makes it reasonable. 108 times 2, 216, but that's what makes it reasonable. And this one, we're going to divide by 50. 28 times 2 is 56. Well, you know what? That is reasonable. That's the way the answer is for real on that one. So, okay. You have a word search down below, homeschoolpartners.net/math tips. Click on that link and go down to this week and click on the word search, and good luck to you. I hope you find them all. And that's it for this week. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see you next time.